Hi, this is 365801, and this is going to be hopefully a 1330 vlog. So I know that 1330 for manga isn't happening in November, like it usually is. The hosts did it in September instead. But I didn't do very well, and I didn't complete it, even though I had plenty of things to read. I did end up getting sick. So I'm going to give myself a little challenge, mainly because I have things like this, which is a Kuma publishing title, Sick by Tomo Kurahashi, that I've purchased this year and not read yet. I have quite a few things that I have bought this year that I haven't read yet, and my goal for 2023 was to read as much as possible of my 2023 purchases, even if they're not published this year. It didn't matter. If I was bringing it into my collection, I wanted to see if I could read as much as possible of that by the end of the year. And it gets more and more difficult with the things that you buy in September, October, November, December, because it's the end of the year. So I really want to focus on all of my new purchases. One, because I'm super excited about them. And as soon as something comes in, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to read it. And then I don't read it. And especially when I have things like this, which is a single volume. It's not a full series. It's not a big commitment. It's a one and done. I can read it and put it back into my drawer and be like, yay, I did that. And it adds massively to my statistics at the end of the year. So yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can do in November a 1330. November is a 30 month, so I'm going to see how many of my purchases I haven't read, because I might not have a full 30. I might have more, I don't know. But we're going to see. I'm just going to be trying to read all of my new books, all my new purchases. So the first one is going to be Sick by Tomo Kurahashi, but I'm going to eat something first. I've got some roast carrots and potatoes and some breaded chicken drumsticks, so that'll be good. And then I'll check in when I've read Sick. So I just finished Sick by Tomo Kurahashi, which is a Kuma title, and I kind of like it when you read the little commentary of the creator at the back, because then you get to know a little bit about their thought process. So it was supposed to be a trashy semi, but ended up with a mischievous playboy. And I kind of feel like that's the case. So this is Sudo and Kishi, and they're university students. Kishi is a postgrad or graduate student who is doing some research, and Sudo is basically enamored and is kind of doing that whole pulling the pigtails thing and kind of being a bit of a nuisance, because he obviously has a bit of a crush on him and yet can't see that and needs his friend as a sounding board to be like, dude, you have the hots for him. That's what's going on. And that's kind of it. It's just the two of them getting together and being introduced to Kishi's family. And I love a family dynamic. I love lots of siblings. I love when the siblings are like the peanut gallery and things like that. There are a couple of things in it that I think if they just made a different word choice, it would have made a little bit of a difference. The R word is used, and instead, if he'd said something like taking advantage, then I think it would have lessened that in terms of the abruptness and the jarring nature of that language, because he doesn't, but it is certainly some sexual activity takes place. So yeah, it's a little bit like I can see why some people didn't particularly enjoy it, because in a way he is bullying this person that he has a crush on. He's not emotionally mature enough to recognize that that's what he's doing, but his friend is. And so once his friend kind of points that out, he changes the way he interacts. And so I do think it's an interesting manga, and I like the artwork. It's kind of sweet at the end. But you've got to go through what you're going through to get there. So yeah, I actually didn't mind it at all. I think it's perfectly acceptable in terms of other kinds of work, that we've had in English and BL. It's like a 6. It's on a 6 scale, I think. 6 out of 10, I would say. It's not the absolute worst, but it's not the absolute best. So yeah, it's not terribly bad. I enjoy it. I'm very happy that I've read it. It's just the one volume. And like I said, I enjoy the artwork. I am going to move on to volume 2 of The Case Files of Julia Richard, the manga version, because I've read volume 1 and I can move on to volume 2, which is very good. While I'm here, I thought I would just introduce you to some snacks that I picked up because it is November now and October has finished, so all of the spooky snacks have been reduced. So I was like, I'll just get a selection of them. And these are white chocolate Cadbury fingers. Usually you get milk chocolate fingers and they're delicious, but white chocolate fingers are supposed to be like skeleton fingers. And I gotta say, amazing. Let me just get one. So here's a finger. I don't know if it'll actually, will it? There we go. So I don't think it looks like a skeleton finger. It just looks like a normal Cadbury finger, but it's white chocolate instead. And I hate to say this, they're super Moorish. And I'm not a fan of white chocolate, but Cadbury's fingers are just the bomb. And it's been a while since I had like nice Cadbury white chocolate. And it's kind of just enough. It's not overpowering. So yeah, quite happy about these ones. I'll read some more manga and introduce you to the next the next snack I've got. I still have half this box to eat, but they're gonna go fast. I'm not gonna lie. This is delicious. So yeah, I'll check in when I've finished volume 2 of Julia Richard. So I just finished the volume 2 of The Case Files of Julia Richard. It is one that I'm really enjoying. I still find it really funny that his name is Richard Ranasinghe de Vulpian. What the hell is that? I do like how it's shiny. See how shiny it is? Different bits are shiny. The matte and shininess is quite nice together. So this volume kind of covered the amethyst and diamond, and it was quite nice to be told that this second volume completes what is in the first prose volume of the light novel. And I haven't picked up any of the light novels yet either. They're gonna have to go on my list. I do want to because apparently it's even more gay. Although I'm like, this is super gay. Seigi is just completely obsessed with Richard's beauty. And the stuff he comes out with and what he says, it's just ridiculous. And it's kind of funny how, is it Tanimoto? Is that who he likes? Tanimoto, yeah. The girl that he likes at uni says something that then makes something else happen. She's like the catalyst. She provides a little catalyst of information as well as furthering the story by being that sounding board for him. And then it kind of ends up going in different directions. And I loved the way that the diamond one went with this one. It was hilarious. So I very much enjoyed that. I loved how Richard was like totally clued up on what was going on and he was not until the end. And that was a really nice touch. So I think I'm gonna go have a bath now. But I'll have a little snack before. I'll show you my next snack. Here it is. These are Thornton's Toffee Apple Caramel Shortcake Bites. There's a lot of things going on there. Limited edition. I love a limited edition. So I've had a few of these already. I opened them and had a wee taste. But they're so funny because they've got these wee green bits. Let me just get that. It's dead. Well, it's a wee bit broken. But it's so small and dinky, but it really does taste like apple. It's so nice. But also of like toffee. And it's millionaire shortbread, so of course it's nice. But it's just weird. It's almost got like crunchy bits in it. So I don't know if anyone else had this, like a wee try of this, but it definitely tastes of like apple essence or something. I don't know. But because Richard's such a fan of sweets, I kind of feel like it's appropriate that I'm eating all of these sweets. Mmm. Yeah. Thornton's. Limited editions. I didn't know they had some this Halloween. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm going to read next. Or what I'm going to eat next. Another sweet treat. That is nice. But yeah, this was good. I will need to make it a priority to pick up the rest. I kind of feel like this is a little bit like in the same vein as Associate Professor Akira Takatsuki, because it's based on a light novel and then they made a manga out of it as well. And it has, you know, a kind of charismatic, attractive man and his university student kind of hanger on, and the two of them doing stuff together and having cases. It's very, very similar. I think that if you like this, you will like Associate Professor Akira Takatsuki. And if you like that one, you'll like this. They're both very gay, which I like a lot. Or bromance-esque. But man, does he love his beauty. That's quite good. So the two stories in here were really enjoyable. Anyway, I'm going to go have a bath now. Maybe wash my hair, I don't know. So I'll check in with you probably tomorrow or the next day when I've read something else. So good morning, it's the next day. I've got some coffee and the last of my pancakes and some more lemon curd. It's delicious. I have finished. I started reading it last night, kind of into the wee small hours. This is I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero, Volume 1, story and art by Nore. This is a 7 Seas title. And it's kind of like very... I don't know how to say it. There's not a lot going on. It definitely feels like half a story, but also it's not particularly long. I really feel like I know it's only a 2-volume story, or at least as far as I know, it's only a 2-volume story. And I'm just thinking they probably could have put the two together, just sold it as an omnibus type thing. I guess it makes more economic sense to have them separately. Anyway, this is a January 2023 publishing. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I don't know how many 2023 things I've actually got in my collection. Like how many brand new, just out this year releases I actually have collected. I've been pretty much collecting a lot of ones that are just out in the last couple of years, but not necessarily this year. I think that might be something to start tracking. It might be quite interesting to see what I pick up and when I pick them up. Anyway, this is about Ponjiro, or actually his name's Honjiro, but his nickname is Ponjiro. And he's a rookie actor. He's a little bit chubby, and he's just wanting to make it in the theatre world. And he ends up getting cakes and sweets from a patisserie, and doesn't know who is giving these treats and cheering him on from the background. And it turns out that it's a guy who works there, who's a pastry chef called Konosuke. And that's about it. By the end of this first volume, they're like, hey, let's be friends. That's about it. There's not really a lot going on. I did feel like I was like, how is this gonna go? And then when his co-worker / friend from elementary school started talking about like this, I've heard that being fat makes it harder to speak smoothly. What? Exactly, what? What? That's not the case at all. Would have thought so. Maybe there's some mechanics, maybe some breathing or something, but I doubt that very much. So yeah, there's a couple of things I was like, but it turns out it's not too bad. It's actually very sweet, and everyone's quite supportive of Punjiro. And yeah, it was cute, it was sweet, but I kind of feel like I've only read half the story and I need to get volume 2 now. And then once volume 2 is done, that's it. So I started a new added a new series on. I need to get this second volume just to finish it. So yeah, I will be keeping an eye out for a cheap copy of I'm Kind of Chubby and I'm Your Hero, because I honestly don't think it's worth a huge amount. It's not something I'm going to be like, oh wow, that was so amazing. I just feel like it's competent, it's nice, it's cute, it's sweet, it's a good time, but it's nothing groundbreaking in any way, other than the fact that that there is a character who is slightly overweight in terms of Japanese standards, like a normal Western person probably. If we're being honest, and then they're the main character, and as it is supposed to be a BL, there's not a lot of BL-esqueness about it as of yet. But yeah, there's just a bit of hero worship from both of them, I suppose, to each other. And yeah, not much love and romance yet. So we'll see what happens in volume 2. So yeah, this is like half a story. It's the start of the story. It's not going to take much to finish it, and it's not particularly unique or groundbreaking, other than the fact that there is a main character. And I do think that it's softer and lighter and fluffier than Minigishi Loves Otsu, Manly Appetites. But that's kind of a gag manga, whereas this isn't. This is just a proper straight storytelling. Okay, so I think what I'm going to move on to next is one that I picked up just last month, because I didn't pick up a lot of titles that I can just instantly read last month for October. This is the only one that I can actually go straight into. The other ones are all like volume 6 or it's a mid volume, you know, and I don't have the previous ones. So this is the only one I can be like, oh, I can read this straight away. This is Ogi Summer Break Volume 2 by Koikawa, and it is a story about someone who expresses their gender sexuality in a different way, and someone who is blind or visually impaired. And they're both a little weird. I didn't hate it. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy Ogi Summer Break Volume 1, or the story as a whole. There were definitely issues about it, I think, for the first volume, but I found it interesting and intriguing. It made me question why. Why did these characters do these things? Which made me laugh. But yeah, Ogi Summer Break, I feel like I can just go straight into this volume 2 and read it, because I just read the digital version of volume 1 in September as my attempt at a 1440. So yeah, this is what I can read next, I think. So I will check in with you when I've read this and give you what I think of the story. So I went out for my appointment. It was at the doctor's. So hopefully I'll have a follow-up appointment in a wee bit. And it was nice weather for some of the time, and it rained for some of the time. I got home and there was a package, so we'll open that in a second, but it was very chilly. So I've got the heating on now, but I just thought, I'm just gonna go back to bed and snuggle up. But I am hungry, and I'm thinking some mashed potato, and I still have some of that chicken from yesterday, and I can make a nice salad to go with it. But I did finish, while I was in bed, Ogi Summer Break Volume 2 by Koikawa. I thought this was just a 2-volume series, but it says in the little note at the end, best regards going forward for Volume 3. So I was like, oh, okay, so I guess there's a Volume 3. Also, as I was just saying how I don't have many 2023 releases. This is a May 2023 release. So I do have at least a couple of 2023 releases in my purchases for this year. So yeah, this is Ogi Summer Break Volume 2. It kind of carries on the story of Tego and Ogi, and kind of has a crisis of I wouldn't say conscience, a crisis of character, of heart for Ogi. So he's kind of like, who am I? How do I represent myself? What aspects of myself do I want to represent outwardly? What do I enjoy? You know, he's starting to think about this, and he gets a little bit it was a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of the first volume, so there's like a catalyst for him to think this way, and so he's having to sort of work through that and overcome his confusion about this, about himself. Whereas Tago is his usual weird self. He's an interesting character. He's an odd character, but he's also pretty interesting in the fact that, yes, he is visually impaired, but he's also just kind of a bit kooky and a little bit odd in that he, I don't know, maybe because he is visually impaired, he doesn't really give too much of a shit about certain things. And I think that's really refreshing. But also he's very astute about other things. So, in terms of how he wanted to interact with Ogi's friend, who I just think is great. She's very well dressed all the time and very cute. I love her big forehead. I love how she's drawn like that. But yeah, in the way that he interacts with Ogi, in the way he interacts with her, and what he wants for them, he's very much the driving force in their relationship from that point on. When he recognizes what he wants, he just goes for it. And you could just end the story here at this point, but it would also feel like it was slightly unfinished. And so I was kind of glad when I got to this point. I was like, oh, okay then. Because that's how it ends. I'm like, okay. I was like, that's fair enough. Like, it's an okay ending, but not a brilliant ending. But yeah, now I'm quite happy to know that there is a volume 3. That makes me feel happy. Anyway, so I have a package downstairs. I can't show you the front because obviously it's got my name and address and everything on it. But whoever sent it to me has a little cute Hello Kitty sticker on it. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. So we can go downstairs and open that. Even though it's dark, I don't care. I'm opening it. It's my mail and I'm opening it. I've already got a couple of things that's going to be in this month's November's haul that I'd like to read. And I think I can read all of it. I maybe can read all of it, but I think whatever I've got today, hopefully I'll be able to read as well. So yeah, let's go and open some mail. So I've got the wee package here. Let's see. Should be an easy to open wrapping one. There are a few things on the way. I have been purchasing a few things this month, but I don't know which one it is. Oh, it's quite thick. Oh, that is quite thick. So this is 7 Seas, and it's called Love on the Other Side, a Nagabe short story collection. And it includes some short stories. A manga anthology of poignant short stories from Nagabe, the best-selling creator of The Girl from the Other Side. Love comes in many forms. A magnificent bird comforts a struggling girl. A vampire waltzes with a young lady at night. A blind girl lives with a monster of whom there is more than meets the eye. The 6-story manga collection by masterful manga creator Nagabe explores fascinating relationships that refuse to be confined. So yeah, very happy with this. I got it 4. It's in great condition. About £5 or something, £4 something. And I really enjoy Nagabe's work, and I haven't read The Girl from the Other Side. So I kind of wanted to have this. I'm not sure if there is any BL in this, any kind of Adrian Beck's on the translation. This is from June 2020, so quite a while ago. So it's been out for some time, but I really wanted another Nagabe story, and I would like to read The Girl from the Other Side as well, but we'll have to just see. So yeah, another one to add to my collection, just because I really enjoy the BL that Nagabe produces. So yeah, this might be the next thing I read, short stories, and I'll check in. I'm gonna go put some mashed potato. I think I want some mashed potato. I'm really feeling the mashed potato vibes. And then maybe give this a wee read. So it's the next day. I have just got 2 packages in the mail. I'm not finished yet. Love on the Other Side. It's short stories, so I've just been reading a couple, and I have to go and get ready for work in a second, so I will continue this probably tonight, so it'll take a wee while. But I do have these, and I kind of want to know what I got, so let's just open them. Let's do this grey one first. Got my scissors here ready to see what it is. I don't know. All right, okie doke. So I got Crossplay, Love, Otaku, and Punk. And this is volume 1, story and art by Toru, and this is a 7 Seas one. I actually found these on eBay, like the first 3 or 4 volumes, and they were all about £5. And I was like, oh, do I want to get them? I don't know. Because it's not BL, but it's kind of like gender explorations, and you know I like that. So I wasn't going to. I obviously got it from We Buy Books. That's where I got it from. And they were gone really quick. They just boom like that. So I was like, I missed my chance. But then I saw volume 1 was still available for like £4 or £5, something like that. So I picked it up. I've heard some good things about it. And I do like anything that is gender bending or plays with gender quite a lot. So yeah, this is one I think I'm gonna like, and I'm probably gonna end up collecting. Even though it's not BL, it's probably one that I'm gonna enjoy. So yep, Crossplay Love. It's one that I've had on my radar for a while, but obviously there's been priorities. But to find a fairly new copy for cheap, I'd give it a go. Let's see what my other one is as well. I don't know. So I can probably just open up. If you can hear the meowing, I'm near the window, and the window sill outside has a cat on it, and she is meowing at me. She was at the other window, and then because the blinds were closed, so she was getting ignored, so she's decided to go to that window. Anyway, let's see what I've got. Oh, what is it? Yes! So excited. So I've got volume 3 of The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter. This is obviously from Momox. I got it. So that means I have volumes 1, 2, and 3. So I can read volumes 1, 2, and 3 all together. Woohoo! I don't want to flick through it too much because I haven't actually read any of this. So I definitely plan on reading in November the 3 volumes for sure, 100%. This is getting read now, guys. It's getting read now. Woo! So yeah, another 2 to add to my my little mini collection just for this video. 1440. There's more to read. There's always more to read, and because I want to read the ones that I've purchased, it means I can now read this because it's volume 1, and I can now read this because it's volume 3, and I have volumes 1 and 2. So yes. So these will be read either in this video or in the next one, because I'm going to try and read as much as I can that I've purchased in November, as much as possible. So yeah, these are going to be good. Right, I'm going to go get ready. I'm going to ignore that cat outside, even though she's super cute, and go get ready for work. So I've just been having a bit of a lazy day so far. Might have another cup of coffee in a bit. Another bit of coffee, yes, it's probably good. I have finished Love on the Other Side, Nagabe's short story collection. I did take my time reading this one because it is Nagabe just has a way with telling gentle little stories. It does remind me of also obviously of the Wise Wise Beast. Wise, whatever it is. Oh, yawn. But this one's really interesting. There isn't any BL as you might think. It's just stories of creatures and humans being together and caring for each other. And sometimes I don't ever think it's really terribly romantic. It's more just maybe it is. That they found the thing that they want to be with, whether it's a person or a monster or a lion or a giant crow. It doesn't really matter. It's just yeah, the humanistic anthropomorphized beings and stuff. I just like it. I like it. Nagabe just does nice things, nice stories. So yeah, this is a good one to add to my collection. I'm really glad that I got it for such a good price as well, and I do enjoy the art style, and I would very much like to read Girl from the Other Side. It is something that I'd like to read. I don't think I necessarily need to collect, but it is one that I'd like to read. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. So here we have another parcel. I think there's two in here. So let's see what I got. I don't know. Oh, a little bit. Let's see. Oh yes, that's right. Volume 1 of Sasaki and Miyano. BL ship request denied. Very happy with this. Did I already get? What did I get? Volume 7? And volume... Do I have volume 2? Does this mean I can read volume 1 and 2 together? Yay! Well, a volume 1 means I can read it. Yes! I love it when I can actually read the stuff that I buy. So yeah, a volume 1 of the series. They're very slim, yen press. This is super slim. So much so that it's like barely able to see? It's even spread over the side of the spine because it's so slim. So yeah, we'll have to see. When was this out? I need to when did they actually print this? So this is how they're doing it instead of like on the undercover. When was this printed? 2021. I'm not that far behind then. A couple of years behind on a fairly long running series does put you behind quite quick. But yeah, 2021 and it's 2023 now, so yeah, 2 years. 2 years behind getting it. That's how I kind of feel. I'm kind of 2 years behind a lot of the things. Anyway, this is a good one. Let's see what else I've got in my little parcel. Let's see. I'll move this out of the way. Oh, it's a thick one. It's a thick boy. Ja-ja! The Nobleman's Guide to Seducing a Scoundrel. That's right. This is KJ Charles' new one that just got released. Let's see. It's in pretty good nick. It's obviously been read once and then put back. And this is the second volume in the series. Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen, and then The Nobleman's Guide to Seducing a Scoundrel. So, very happy about this. When was it published? 2023, so it is a 2023 release. Pretty good. So, fairly new, and I did get this for around £5 as well. I think I got them both for about £5. So yeah, another great bargain. I've got way too many good bargains this month. But yeah, so another KJ Charles to add to the collection, and this is the second one, so I will be able to read them both. Great. I'm going to go have another cup of coffee and a snack, and I think I will read Crossplay Love because it's fairly new, so may as well. And I'll check in when I've read a bit. What are you saying? You come to visit? Want a wee pet? Oh, yes. Oh, does that feel good? Does that feel good? What about on the other side? Oh, that feels good too. Oh, what about back on that side? No. A wee nip. Oh, was that a wee appreciative nip? There we go. Poppy. Oh, you're so gorgeous. Oh, yes. Oh, does that feel good? Oh, does that feel good? Well, I guess you just have my hand now. I can't do anything. Oh, there we go. There we go. Is that nice? Is that nice? Yeah. Oh, we bum rub again. Oh, and away you go. I know. What are you doing? Oh, it's back on the head now. Back on the head. Okie doke. Alright, but I'm having a cup of coffee in a minute. You done? You done? Is that you? No? Oh, okay. Another couple minutes, then I'm having a coffee. So, I've ended up just having a bit of a lazy day, which is great. And I have now finished Crossplay Love, Otaku Punk, Volume 1. I will need to get the rest of this. I knew I would want to, which is why it's a bit sad that I didn't pick it up when I could see the volumes for being really cheap. Because I'm not sure how easy it's going to be for me to get these. For really good prices, or as good a price as they were advertised. They were about £5, which is what I paid for about this volume. This is just volume 1. We get introduced to quite a few characters, Hana and Mei, or Hanae and Shume, and then quite a few others. So they both have friends as well, and then there's another character that we get introduced at the end who's like a friend of Shume as well. So yeah, it's lots of fun gender bending, which is always a good time. I really enjoy it. It does have that sort of element of playing with gender, which some people enjoy and some people don't. For me, I'm loving it. Of course I would love it. Anything to do with gender and sexuality and the expression of it is really fun. So two unlikely people end up falling for each other, but when they're dressed in their girl form. It's basically the premise. We get Hanae, who likes to dress as a maid and work in a maid cafe, and Shumi has a crush on her, Hana, and goes to the maid cafe, but instead of going as himself, he dresses up as a girl so that he doesn't feel embarrassed by it because he's a bit of a punk. And when he goes to the cafe, he is Mei, and while he's there, Hanae has a crush on Mei. So yeah, it's fun. The thing is, people are like, this is so stupid, this would never happen in real life. And I'm sure that there would be people who would think that. Until you remember that we have the video evidence of every time that there's ever two boys who are actually dressed as girls getting paired up in, what's it called? Omegle? Something like that. And then you just, like, even just recently we had a really great one. Who is it that does it? It's, oh, hold on a wee second. Yeah, it was Bora. I needed to check. Bora does these Junwoo little animated clips that are hilarious. And he, I don't know, posted one with the audio from one of those kind of clips with Julien and a Windmaster, and it's just hilarious. So it kind of is like, yeah, this does happen. People do try to dress as girls, women, and And it's not necessarily a trans thing. That's the whole thing about cross-dressing. I do think that that needs to be like there's an awareness there that you can play with gender, but that doesn't make you trans. There's unless that's how you identify. It's like up to you. And that's my view on it anyway. I'd like to know what other people think, but yeah, as you know, I don't think these characters are necessarily thinking or identifying themselves as trans. If they did, that would be a different story. And I don't think this is in any way offensive to trans people because, like I said, some people like to cross dress, some people like to cosplay, some people dress up and play with their gender in their gender expression, and it doesn't necessarily mean something to someone else, it just means whatever it means to them. So yeah, this is an interesting one. Crossplay love. It's a comedy, so I can see it being like, okay, how's this gonna go? Is it a BL or is it not? I don't think I care either way. I'm just having a good time enjoying the interactions of these characters. It's just fun. It's cute. It's kind of a bit interesting because you can read it and you see the two female characters and it's like seeing a Yuri as they fall in love, but also you can read it and be like, but I know they're actually boys dressed up, so you could think of it like a yaoi as they're falling in love. But you also know that one of them is dressed as a girl, but the other one's a boy, so it could be like, but it's a punk and a maid. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a funny one. It's interesting. I do find manga that plays with gender interesting and fun. I'm gonna have a wee snack. I'm not actually that hungry. It is dinner time, but I've been eating a few of these Mr. Kipling's chocolate and orange slices. This is my next snack to show. So yeah, it's a little. They are individually wrapped now, which is so much extra plastic. And before they were wrapping two together, so you had like slightly less plastic, and then before that it was just all in the same thing. But yeah, everything has to be individually wrapped now. In Japan, it was always like that. There's always so much more packaging, and I'm just like, how much of this is actually recyclable? Even if you are delicious, Mr. Kipling, and it is really nice. The chocolate orange flavor is really good. So I'm gonna have one of these. I'm gonna move on to Jaja. Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited. This is Yen Press. As you can see, I don't know if you can see. There you go. Otherworld's books depend on the bean counter. Volume 1, there's a little bit of damage, you can see. I don't actually think it's damage. I think it's just printing damage. By Kazuki Irodori, Yatsuki Wakatsu, and Kika Ohashi. So yeah, this is volume 1. I've just picked up volume 3. I already picked up volume 2 earlier in the year. I did think this might end up being a buddy read at some point, but because I was so slow getting the third volume, it's not been a buddy read at all. So I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna read the 3 volumes, and I'm super looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. So this is probably gonna take me through until tomorrow. So I'll probably catch up with you when I've actually read it. So I just finished The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter, Volume 1. I had a bath, so I read it in the bath. With a little glass of wine. Oh. I don't drink alcohol very often. Usually like maximum 10 units a year, which isn't very much. And so it's kind of nice that it's winter and I'm like, oh, a little bit of wine would be nice. So I actually bought some, and I usually just end up keeping stuff in the house. But I decided to have a little glass while I was having a bubble bath, and read this, and it's great. It is everything that I doesn't get to this bit. It is everything that I kind of love. It's like the normal world and then fantasy magical elements. It's a fish out of water tale sort of two people thrown together, so a bit of force proximity or that kind of interactions that are feel like opposites attract kind of thing. I'm trying to work out what it is that I like about certain stories. Um, and I do like this a lot. It's got a lot of things that I do enjoy. Uh, Uniforms, costumes, love it, love it. So yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. The references to the office worker is just too accurate. But I absolutely love this whole um the only way to save you is to have sex. So I can't wait. I'm gonna just go straight on to volume 2. Do I love Aresh already? Yes. Do I love Kondo already? Yes. So yeah, I'm really happy that I'm gonna be able to just read both of them. I'm gonna have something to eat though. And probably have another wee snack, but I'm just gonna go straight on to volume 2. I'm probably gonna read both volumes by the end of this evening. So I came down and put on like a fake fire. And just sat and read this second volume. It really does give a whole new meaning to the phrase "kiss it better." I love it so much. Oh no, he's been tainted with magicals. I better go make out in a woodshed. Ah, don't touch him, he's mine. That was a good moment. That was a good moment. It's super cute. The age thing as well. And then the cliffhanger ending. Oh, I'm glad I've got volume 3 now. I can just go straight on to volume 3. I'm going to take it up the stairs and go to bed and take some like cough medicine because my throat's starting to hurt again. Just to make sure I don't start coughing. But I will have a wee drink of something nice and a little snack before I go to bed. This is the last of my snacks that are seasonal Halloweeny ones that I managed to pick up cheap. These are just normal, I don't even know what they're like, cake bars. They're just normal cake bars, but they've got goo heads apparently. They've changed the colour of the sweet things. I don't even know what that's called. Mini rolls? Yeah, anyway. Normal mini roll type things. So yeah, I'll have a wee goo head and something to drink and some cough medicine and take volume 3 up to bed with me and then tell you all about it tomorrow. I love this series already. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Totally love it. So good morning. It is well, it might actually be afternoon by now, if I'm honest. I finished this late last night or early doors this morning. The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter, Volume 3. I love it. So good. I love that they're becoming more familiar with each other and there's like this sort of sense of closeness, intimacy, not just physical, because that is the case, because they have to touch, but that they are getting to know each other and feeling more for each other, which is just lovely. I like how he also put her in her place about friggin' time someone did. Spoilt. She said so spoiled. So yeah, I mean it's good. I like that he's also become like he's the one that's more useful to the country, the nation, this world, in a way, possibly, than the Holy Maiden. That seems to be his point. I love this little story at the end about the cushion. It's so good. So yeah, this is May 2023. So this is the 2023 release. I haven't really been paying too much attention about when things have come out, so I will have to go through like how many. That's something I do generally, like how many were actually released in 2023 that I purchased in 2023, because I don't always keep up to date with things. But this is one that came out, and it took me a little while to get a good copy for like such a great price. But Oh, I'm so happy I finally got to read this series. Yeah, this is definitely one that I'm gonna want to pick up um the light novel version of as well, because I did hear um that it's a little bit more spicy, a little bit more smexy, on page stuff in the light novels than in the manga. This is fairly tame. Um, but it's like the suggestion on, it's not necessarily on page all the time, it's just the suggestion. So I'm wondering how much of it is suggested uh on in the light novel, or how much of it is on page in the light novel. It, for me, that's not too much of an issue because I still really enjoy this. It's really nice. It's interesting because I feel like when it comes to adaptations, like especially when it comes to things like either Yen Press or Seven Seas, if it's, and especially I think maybe it is more Yen Press, because they have been known to do light novels for a lot longer. Um, is it the light novel that I prefer over the manga if I read the light novel first, or is it the manga that I prefer over the light novel if I read the manga first? And it's like, am I gonna prefer this version, this adaptation, for the other world's books depend on the bean counter? Whereas when it came to Associate Professor Akira Takatsuki, I did prefer the light novel, and I read that one first. So I'm really intrigued to find out, like, is this you came across it first, and so that's where you've just associated, you've imprinted, or do you prefer one over the other? I don't know. It'd be interesting. I'd like to know other people's thoughts when it comes to adaptations when there are two things available. Um, yeah, I do enjoy light novels because I do enjoy reading, but obviously I have a massive manga collection. Anyway, on to what will be the 10th volume, because I read Sick by Tomo Kurehashi, The Case Files of Julia Richard, Volume 2, Seven Seas. I'm Kind of Chubby and I'm Your Hero, that's also Seven Seas. Ogi Summer Break Volume 2, Koi Kawa from Tokyo Pop. Love on the Other Side, Nagabe Short Story Collection, Seven Seas. Crossplay Love, Otaku Punk Volume 1, Seven Seas. The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter. This is Yen Press, Volumes 1, 2, and 3. So altogether, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I do have a 10th volume. This one, you can see I got it from Momox, which is the European seller. And this is Why Don't You Eat Me, My Dear Wolf by Ao Koishikawa. And this is also a Seven Seas one. And I read this morning when I woke up. And it's quite heavy. It's like thick and heavy. And I love it. I love it. It's very, very much in the same kind of Love on the Other Side, or what's that other one? Entangled with You? 100 Grasses or something like that. It's very much like that as well. In fact, I might just go and get it. Hold on. Okay, so I've got it. So Entangled with You, The Garden of 100 Grasses. This is by Aki Aoi. And this is also Seven Seas. But if you just read the tagline, A Boy and a Beast in the Deep Dark Woods, it's the same story. It's the same story. So I'm trying to think of other ones where there must be, like, I know I've read similar kinds of stories, and I'm trying to think of ones, and in my head I can see flashes of different stories that are a bit like this. I mean, I think even the Korean one. Hold on a second. I think I found another one. Here we go. Here's another kind of similar one. Devil's Bride. After many years of living alone in a deep forest, the devil has gotten lonely. He decides to buy himself a human bride to cure his loneliness, as well as help him shed his devil identity. So, I mean, this is kind of a theme. I really feel like every time I read something, like, there's nothing new under the sun. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. Does it matter if I'm reading the same story? No. No. I love it. So this is such a good copy. Pretty much brand new. I don't know. It's just a little bit of. I can clean this up with some coconut oil, I think, just from like shelf damage or something. So I think that's why, because it's a fairly new one. This is once again 2023. This is in March. The pages feel really super white though. So the quality of the paper is a little bit different. This is obviously a yen press, but this is like the standard newsprint type one, whereas this one and this one, the white is white. It's more like the Kuma kind of quality, and so this feels like quality. I like the I don't know if you can see it, but the shine on the actual focused image, and it's all shiny here as well. This is really just very similar story. There is a young child. See, that's the difference. That's a slight difference. Usually like a young maiden or a young child or a young like a teenager, sometimes young teenager gets sacrificed to the god or the devil or the demon or the king or the beast of the forest, you know, as a means to placate, whether it's a dragon or it's a wolf or some sort of beastly monster man, you know, whatever it is, a devil, they get given as a sacrifice and then end up getting raised. And I guess that was quite a lot of the Love on the Other Side stories as well. There was a sense of that. And then there's a sense of isolation within the forest. There's a sense of forced proximity. There's that absolutely, I love it, cottagecore aspect. You know, this is for the cottagecore girlies. I'm 100% a cottagecore girly. Do I want a herb garden? Damn skippy I do. Do I want to go foraging for mushrooms and know which ones are which? Yeah, I do. Do I know that information? No, I don't. But do I want to know that information? Yes, I would like to have that knowledge. I would like to go foraging for things in the forests. And I live in the Highlands, so I probably should, because I could do that. I've gone out and I found like wild garlic and stuff like that. So, you know, I know how to get some things. But then take it back to your little stone cottage and your open fire and, you know, eat well and be merry. Do crafts in front of the fire, you know. Just feel good and homely. And this is what this gives. This gives homely cottagecore, slightly supernatural, because you know I love a slightly supernatural story. It's just, yeah, I so enjoyed it, and all the different episodes really do make a difference, and I just found it really interesting. The twist, because there is a twist. There's a twist at the end, and it's not the twist that you think. And then there's another twist, and you're like, oh, okay. And I loved that. I loved that element at the end. Yeah, it was good. That just made it even more wonderful for me. I was like, oh, there was definitely things I was still questioning about it. But yeah, oh, so good. It's so good. There is that element of, in these kinds of stories, I actually think I'd say all of these stories, is that I feel like some people will find uncomfortable because the man, the beast, the devil, the demon, the dragon, whatever it is in the forest, usually has a tendency to be this caregiver, this parental guardian type figure. And that never bodes well for some people to enjoy a story because they're like, oh no, icky, that feels wrong. And I totally understand that and I get that. I fully recognize that these kind of stories are not for everyone because some people will be put off by that because they're like, he was basically his parent. And that's definitely um that's definitely a criticism of these types of stories that I fully understand. Um, but do I care? With the twist that happened here, I was like, oh, okay then. Oh, okay then. Because there is a slight element of that. um, this is me just off on another tangent. This video clip is super long. But when someone was she's a really great creator, she's an author, and she was making fun about how to write fantasy epic stories and what you need, and you need a young woman on the cusp, young girl on the cusp of womanhood. I think that was what she said. So someone could be 16 or they could be 21, that kind of thing. And then the male main lead, who is a fae king at least 1,000 years older than her. Just laugh so much, but don't worry about that. So it's not inherently part of BL. This is definitely something that happens a lot in a lot of stories, romance stories. I think that's a whole subgenre of the older. It's not. I don't think I've ever seen it in an MF when the woman is like super old. Like, I'm a millennia old. And you're just I don't know, maybe because women are like, oh my god, no, he's so boring. Like, even if he's hot, no, he's boring. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it's something that happens in romance. And I do find that this as you can see, it happens. It's interesting that time is sometimes something that negates that. That's all I'm going to say about this because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it was very good. I liked it. It was very sweet. It was very cute. I loved all the little vignettes of their life, and I found the art style very pretty. And I would like to read more Ao Koishikawa work. So I'll need to find what they've done and what they've produced. And I'm very happy with this purchase. This is a really great buy. I don't know, I can't remember how much I spent on it, but it will be obviously in my haul video for November. So yeah, this is the first of my videos. I'm gonna just edit this for the rest of the day. I will read some more. I will probably read some Sasaki and Miyano, because I now have some, for my next lot of 10, because it's a 13/30 month, and I'm going to try and do books that I have purchased in 2023, even if they're not a 2023 release, just books that I've bought this year. So yeah, I'm very happy with this one. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm not going to say it's short because it's probably quite long, because this single clip is, now I can see, 15 minutes long. This another reading vlog. I'll try and put it up as soon as I can, and let everyone enjoy it. So yeah, hopefully I'll get this edited and I'll keep reading some more, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I get a 13/30 done this month, even if it's not official. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.